Before we unveil the artwork that will be displayed in our new training room, we wanted to explain the concept, purpose, and intent behind it. We started out by wanting something inspirational, but not the cheesy or generic inspirational posters that have been around since the 70s. We thought about using the 7 Habits posters like we'd done before, but really and truly they have very little meaning unless you've actually gone through the training and seen the videos and done the coursework. Without that, there's no real connection between the image and the message. We wanted people to be able to make a connection on their own. As we began looking at different options, we quickly discovered that everything that really resonated with us was way outside our price range, so we had the idea to create our own. We began this process by identifying the core, fundamental values of the training program. These are the foundational elements that all training courses are built on, and the lessons we wanted people to leave training with. There were obviously a lot, so we worked to combine and condense them into the values we felt were most essential and overarching. Once we identified these values, we set out to tie images to them. We didn't want to mimic the generic pictures of scenery, eagles, or boats used by Franklin Covey or other motivational posters. We wanted something more specific to the values, more real, and more inspirational. We wanted you to be able to look the values in the eye, so we opted for images of real people. People who embody the values, people whose life and/or work transcend their specific fields, people who themselves have truly come to represent the value or ideal. These values are: dream. We define dream as the ability to have a clear picture of a more ideal future, no matter the field or endeavor. When we speak about having a dream, one person immediately jumps to mind.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
We value not only his vision, but his ability to see beyond the present to a better tomorrow. Think. We define thinking as the ability to internalize information and apply it to a specific situation, to be open and accepting of new ideas. When we think about the great minds throughout history, one is always at or near the top of the list. Albert Einstein.
What science strives for is an utmost preciseness and clarity of concepts as regards their mutual relation and their correspondence to sensory data.
We share his curiosity, thirst for knowledge, and approach to solving the problems in front of us. Imagine. We define imagination as the ability to be creative, to think outside the box, and to picture things in a new or unique way. One of the most creative, influential, and successful artists of all time, John Lennon spent much of his life inviting us to use our own imaginations in creating a better world.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday
we, like John Lennon, invite all to imagine the possibilities around us. Value. Valuing others begins by understanding that we are all unique and have a unique contribution to make. When it comes to caring for and expressing the worth of an individual, no one is more representative than everyone's favorite neighbor, Mr. Rogers.
This is what I give. I give an expression of care every day to each child to help him realize that he is unique. I end the program by saying, you've made this day a special day by just your being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are.
We want those who trained to not just gain knowledge, but to be able to work with others interdependently for the greater good of all. Serve. We define service as being of use to others. The idea that interdependence is greater than independence and that we are better together than we are alone. When it comes to serving others, few can parallel the dedicated life of Mother Teresa.
And the fruit of faith is love. And the fruit of love is service. And the fruit of service is peace. Works of love are works of peace.
Whether it's something big or small, we want those who leave training to implement and apply what they learn to help those around them in our continued quest for growth and improvement. These are the central tenets of the training program. These are the people we look up to. They were all human, so of course they were not perfect individuals, but they do provide inspiring examples of these specific values. Yes, there are other important values. Yes, there are other important people. Yes, in the future we may be able to roll more pieces out depending on space, money, and time. We hope this is simply the beginning. So without further ado,